What is going on, people? Sean Roush back here with another fantasy football mock draft because that is what we do here, trying to win you guys your leagues. Today we're going to do a 10-team PPR from the number 2 spot. So let's get into it. We're going to do sleeper settings, sleeper format. We're going to be drafting from the second position. We got one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, one tight end, one flex, one kicker, one defense, six bench spots. Drop your kicker defense. Nah, don't draft a kicker defense. And let's get it started. So, guys, PPR. You're going with Gibbs or you're going with Bijan. Okay, we're gonna go to the cheat sheet. We're gonna hit hide drafted, and he chose Bijan, so we're gonna go Gibbs, guys. These are the top two bell cow running backs that are just gonna go insane. McCaffrey has injury risk. We're gonna be off of him this season. It's just too risky. Yes, if he doesn't get hurt, he is literally a beast, but there's been 3 seasons where he's barely played, guys. Not worth it. No way. Puka, Jamar Chase, JSN, Amon Ra, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Ashton Genty, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Drake London, Rasheed Rice, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Devon Etienne, and actually, dude, I always forgot this. It's HN, but then the ETNs is pronounced like HN. Whatever. All right. I will say another thing, when you're in home leagues, running backs are more likely to go off the board in this range. So there's a good shot that a wide receiver will fall, but it's important because you need one running back in the first 2 rounds this year. And that's why it's nice drafting from 1-2, because if you get a running back and a great wide receiver falls to you, you could take them and be fine. That's what I've been looking at. So Chase Brown, Hampton, Barkley, 3 great running backs right here. George Pickens, I like. Did the thing last year. Nico, I'm not a huge fan of just because I'm not really a big believer in Stroud, although Nico is a talent. He is a talent. So I'm looking at Brown, Hampton, Barkley, or Pickens. I love Tyler Warren in the 5th. I am looking at Josh Allen in the 3rd, but I like other quarterbacks going later, like Trevor or Dak. I think it would be beneficial for us to get another good running back right here. Although I think Pickens and Devonta Smith are going to be the 2 guys that I like. So 1, 2 right there, and then 3 right here. He's probably going to get a wide receiver. You never know. He could just totally flake it. But one of these guys falling to me is going to happen. So I'm completely okay with that. You know, legitimately could go 3 running backs off the board immediately, but we're going to look at the stats last season. We're going to look at the points. 291. We're just going to look at Olave's too. 269. 201. Okay. Now, when we look at the running backs points, 282. Great season for Chase Brown. 135. Got injured. 232. So these running backs are still putting up a lot of points. Now, do we think Pickens is going to do the thing again? He had 291. The next highest that Chase Brown has was 282, which is pretty high. Typically, wide receivers are going to score more than running backs unless they're like a pass catching running back that goes crazy. I think Brown, Hampton, or Barkley are all in the same range. As for wide receiver, I think Pickens is above these guys. So I'm going to take Pickens, and then I'm going to see which running back falls to me. Because that's what happens when you're at the 2. After he picks, you're up. I know one of the running backs is going to fall to me. So I'm just going to take that running back and then get the wide receiver I want. So we're going to take George Pickens. He is the number two on his team, but he's just a dog. Dak is a capable, competent quarterback. So we're going to take Pickens. Hampton, Kyron Williams, two running backs. Wow, he's just going running back crazy. So now we have an option between Chase Brown and Saquon Barkley. And I'm going to go with Chase Brown for the upside. Saquon had a down year last year. I 100% expect to bounce back with a new offensive coordinator, Sean Mannion. But I think Chase Brown is going to be the pick. So we're going to take Chase Brown. That is phenomenal value. If no one's left on the board for me that I like, that's when I'll be like, hey, I'm going to take Josh Allen. But otherwise, I'm going to take Chase Brown. Uh, and you know what? I think Brock Bowers is going to be a beast. I don't blame people for taking him early third. I just like a lot of the depth in this draft to tight end going later. So I'd rather have Warren in the fifth, or I'd rather have tight ends going late. So looking at the draft board, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, Trey McBride, Devonta Smith, Garrett Wilson, Saquon Barkley, Jeremiah Love. These guys will not be going this late. Okay, just letting you know. Olave, Ted McMillan, Josh Allen. He shouldn't even be going that late too. Bowers should not be going that late. Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, Bucky Irving were up. Now, what does this guy need? Everything besides a running back. We're not going to go quarterback right now. Tight end could be a threat, but like I said, Colson Loveland and Warren, both in the fifth, getting one of them. So I don't need to take a tight end right here. He's probably like the only really threat to us is a wide receiver. So again, not like if it was Kyron, I would think about Kyron. But fun fact, the Bengals have the easiest wide receiver schedule this year. That's something of note, although T. Higgins is just always love-hate. And the health always depends on Burrow. It's a little funky over there in Cincinnati. But Lad McConkey is gonna do solid. Just a little nervous that another wide receiver is gonna come in. Mika Ibuka, phenomenal half to the first start last year, kind of fell off. But was that really his fault? I know Baker was dealing with injuries. Like Mike Evans was out. That forced, and then Godwin's out some games. That forced Ibuka to step into the number one role. Yada yada. He's a talent. Some of the targets thrown weren't catchable. I really like Ibuka's upside. Terry McLaurin and Burden too, and Adams and Evans. Like I love these guys as well. I put the line right there, but the more upside is near the top. And T. Higgins is appealing. I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm gonna have your like look. This Burrow hurt. Missed a lot of games, injury bug. Yeah, like good. It's just I don't know. I don't want to play that game with T. Higgins. I think I'd be more comfortable with Ladd or Ibuka. And Waddle, too, is just going to be the gadget guy. Like, he's going to be doing everything. He's going to be getting the ball, getting design plays. I just think that the Broncos O-line is really good, that, they might not be in the right game script constantly. I think same, like, Ladd's going to get his targets, but I think I'm gonna go at the moment with Ibuka, but I would say it's between literally any of those four. But with this pick right here, I'm gonna go Mika Ibuka. T. Higgins, Luther Burden. Luther Burden's been looking great in camp too, but I prefer the other guys at the moment. So he went double wide out. Now we're gonna go and get our tight end. I'm gonna take Tyler Warren. I'm a Colts fan, guys. Just letting you know I'm a Colts fan. I love the fact that Michael Pittman is well, I miss him, but it's good for Tyler Warren because he's gonna get a lot of targets. Alec Pierce got paid. He's gonna get targets too. Josh Allen's gonna get targets too, but these guys, Warren and Pierce, are gonna be the main target getters. I'm gonna take Warren over Loveland. At the end of the day, I feel like most analysts prefer Loveland because he has a higher upside, which I agree. I just think Warren has a safer floor, and I'm just I'm just that guy that's confident in Tyler Warren. But I will say most people say Loveland. So keep that in note. Do your research. Watch a lot of videos. But I'm going to take Tyler Warren. Drake May, Loveland, Hall, ETN, Achan. That's Joe Burrow, Waddle, DJ Moore, Trayvon Henderson, Jaden Daniels, Lad McConkey, Jameson Williams, David Montgomery, Cam Scatterboot, Terry McLaurin, Quinshon Judkins, RJ Harvey. We're up. There's one fella named Bajal Tootin that's still on the board. His ADP is just going to keep rising up. Jalen Hurts in the sixth round. You know, he had a down season last year, but there's other people I'm targeting that are going even later, people. Even later. But Swift, two in would be a very, yeah, Nicole, priorities. Uh, two in would be a great RB3. And I do like wide receivers going later in this draft. I feel like if I get two in, I could just keep hitting wide receivers right here that have a lot of upside. I want to take some rookie shots. And that's what I'm going to do. I love that Adams has the touchdown upside, but if I take Adams here, that means I should be starting him every week. And I know I'm going to be taking a lot of wide receivers later, and I know there's depth and injuries, but I'm buying into this Jacksonville offense. I think Tutin is just going to be a beast. There's just a lot of plays last year where they have Jacoby Myers and they have Brenton Strange blocking on like a screen pass, and then ETN would just take it to the house like untouched. Tutin's going to do that, guys. He's going to do that. So we're taking Tutin. I'm looking at Adams still. But we're going to take two, and we're going to try to hit on value later in the draft a wide receiver. This way, if I didn't take Tootin, maybe I hit two running backs coming up. But now, since I got him, I could play it riskier on the RB side and get some later and some handcuffs, and I just attack wide receiver and try to see if someone breaks out. So I like what I did right there. Harold Finnan, Jalen Hurts, we're up. And look, we're up, and someone like Devontae Adams fell to us. The Rams offense is still freaky. I know I'm going to be making some wide receiver picks coming up. Let me get Devontae Adams. That's just shouldn't have fell to me. Cortland Sutton, Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert, Mike Evans, Carnell Tate, Dak Prescott, DeAndre Swift, Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, Jadarian Price, Jalen Warren, Roma Dunze, Jordan Tyson, Rico Dowdle, Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf were up. Tyson would have been a nice addition to the squad. And I feel like every year I'm the type to take the risk on Marvin Harrison. I'm really trying to buy into it. I'm just seeing a lot of stuff in preseason I'm just not liking, and I'm fed over it. I'm fed up. I've just if someone like Parker Washington is doing amazing and getting the ball constantly, and then there's Marvin Harrison that's just dropping the ball and stuff. I know he's gonna get a lot of targets and opportunity, but just give me Parker Washington. Just give me Parker Washington. I'm taking Parker Washington. We're building up our depth at wide receiver. Depth is important. I will wait on quarterback. I got a tight end right here. I like to take a tight end or a quarterback through the first 6 rounds, only one. And then you just got to hammer depth and then get the other piece later. That's what I do. Even two in drafts. Last year I drafted Caleb and Dak. I drafted Dak first, and then Caleb fell later, and I got him. Be patient. Quarterbacks will fall to you. Only get one. Only get one. Wilson, Lemon, we're up. Now, is this the point where I'm like, hey, let me pounce. Let me go and draft Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor and Dak. I think it's a great pick to get Trevor Lawrence. Hubbard as a fourth. I've been hearing a lot of Brooks hype. I'm personally on the Hubbard side just because he's going to start the season. But I'm telling you, once they see Brooks has juice and he's healthy, he will get some play. So if you're playing like a one RB strategy and you need a second running back just to start to maneuver around in the beginning of the season, Hubbard is who you should get. Same thing as like Price a little bit, but we were set at running back. So Harrison still there for upside, right? I just think I'm rather starting Adams or Parker Washington still every week. Upside though. Upside. I wouldn't need Hubbard because, like I said, don't need to start. I already have my running back start the season. So Trevor or Harrison, I think I'm gonna go with Trevor because I think there's a chance that they could have a top five offense this year. And he's just QB4 last season. Like, oh man, he keeps getting better and better each season, guys. I'm gonna take Trevor Lawrence. Like I said, I don't think I have the guts to start Marvin Harrison over the other two guys. So, and you know what? It's like I still need to attack wide receiver because let's say Parker Washington hype, it just isn't true, and they really spread the ball around. And then Devontae Adams falls off. I think he'll fall off. Just I think he's not gonna get 14 touchdowns. He might get 8 or 10, but I'll still take that. But that's why I took the risk on Parker Washington. But there you go. I don't care. I have three Jaguars. I draft to win. Now I will note this because I just remembered this right now. Important thing to remember. Trevor Lawrence has a tough schedule to start the season. So if you're drafting Trevor Lawrence like I just did, it's probably going to be good for you to see, okay, how does he open the season and who does he play? Now, you literally need to just map it out. That's it. You just need to map it out. I'm usually a one quarterback type of guy, but in this specific situation, I'm going two. I'm going to get one later because let's look at his okay, regular season. Browns defense still pretty good. Broncos defense still pretty good. Patriots defense, Bengals defense, Eagles, Texans. Okay? You need to figure out what quarterbacks between those weeks. You just need to fit it together. So we are going to look for another quarterback, but I'm going to wait later. I'm going to wait later. I still probably would be the person to just start Trevor though over schedule, but you really just got to be smart. But Jacoby Myers, Tony Pollard, Kyle Guy, Marvin Harrison, Alec Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, J.K. Dobbins, Michael Pittman, Wandale Robinson, Jonathan Brooks, Quentin Johnston, Josh Downs, Jaden Reed, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, Woody Marks, and we're up. Okay, wide receiver, let's keep hitting. I know Chuba's there. I mean, it depends. If there's not a wide receiver we like here, we could we could hit Chuba. Yeah, wide receiver might be chopped. Might be chopped. Tucker Kraft's still on the board as for another flex option though. That's I love to see that. Okay. Addison number two. I'm not a big Addison guy. I know last year with JJ it was just a completely different experience, but with a competent quarterback, I never know when to start him, and I'm not starting him over the other guys. I'm fine with Debo or Diggs, who's on the Commanders. I know they're gonna go up in ADP, but right now they're not, so that's who I'm gonna take. I could take realistically, I could take Chuba right now. Okay. But if this is a real draft, they're gonna be up here. So I'm going to take Debo. Chuba, Jordan Addison, and then we're gonna take Diggs. We want guys who are gonna get the ball. I still don't like the Browns quarterback, so I'm kind of avoiding them. Charbonnet, Worthy, Shakir, Gainwell, Rashad White, Krosky Merritt, Corum, Golden, and these tight ends are going to be on earlier too. Kraft, Pitts, Nix, Kelsey, Laporta, Dart, Kyler Murray, George Kittle, and we're up. Okay, I feel like we have a pretty good wide receiver core now, so let's try to hit on some running backs. Let's try to hit on some running backs. There also is Cyrus Allen down here. He could be a spark to the Kansas City Chiefs offense. We have two in. Might be smart to handcuff, lock up Chris Rodriguez, honestly. Um, we have Gibbs, and Chase Brown. I wouldn't bother with the Bengals backfield. We are low, so just wait a little bit. Pacheco, I feel like is like a must for us because that offense is really good. So we'll get Pacheco. He got Mahomes and Brian Robinson. And then we're gonna get Chris Rodriguez. We got two handcuffs. Play it safe. Kincaid, Tracy, Kamara, Algier, Keaton Mitchell, Coker, Shaheed, Braylon Allen, Aubrey. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this will be like my kicker defense, but like I said, I could drop Chris Rodriguez right before week 1, and then he'll be available week 2. People are gonna be dropping people, picking people up. Brock Purdy's still here. Great value. I like Jonah Coleman too. Been hearing a lot of good things. Cyrus Allen. You never know what's going to happen in training camp. So just to make sure I have, I mean, we got to look at the week 1 matchup, whoever they're playing week 1. Yeah, oh, boom. The Rams, right. Okay, yeah, we're going to not pick a quarterback here. We're just going to go Coleman, and then we're going to go Cyrus Allen. And just remember, you're going to drop guys before the season starts. Just hold on, and make that decision where if you drop a guy to pick up a quarterback to start week 1, better matchup, or you're just going to end up starting Trevor. You have time to think about it, guys. But here's the team: Trevor Lawrence, we got Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Bajal Tootin, Pacheco, Rodriguez, Coleman. Playing a little risky on running back, but running backs are easy to find. Injuries always happen. Just be ahead of the curve. Tight end, Tyler Warren. Wide receivers, we got Pickens, Ibuka, Adams, Parker Washington, Debo, and Diggs. That to me right there is a solid core. We found a lot of value later, so at the end of the day, it's like if you have experience and you know how you're drafting and you're doing mocks and you're used to these situations, you'll be good. Just don't try to lock in a wide receiver 3 when you have a chance to secure your running back room and then just take Darther as a wide receiver. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Don't want to miss my videos. I know what I'm doing. Win a league every year. We're pretty good over here. But anyways, till next time, peace. Comment what you want to see. Yeah.